Discomfort is something most people try to avoid. The moment things get tough, they look for a way out. They tell themselves, maybe this isn't for me, or I'll try again later when things are easier. But what they don't realize is that discomfort is not a sign to stop. It's a sign to keep going. It's proof that you're stepping outside of your comfort zone, pushing beyond the limits of who you were, and growing into something greater. Every major transformation in life is preceded by discomfort because growth never happens in the comfort zone. Think about a time in your life when you struggled, when you felt completely out of your depth, when you weren't sure if you could keep going. Maybe it was in your career, your relationships, your fitness journey, or your personal development. At that moment, it felt like you were being tested. But when you pushed through, something incredible happened. You became stronger, wiser, and more resilient. You realized that what once seemed impossible was actually within your reach. That's the power of discomfort. It forces you to stretch beyond what you thought you were capable of. The reason discomfort feels so intense is that your brain is wired to seek safety. It wants to keep you where things are predictable, familiar, and easy. This is a survival mechanism. And while it kept our ancestors alive, it holds many people back from reaching their full potential. The moment you try to break free from old habits, limiting beliefs, or mediocrity, your brain sends signals of fear and doubt. It tells you, stay where you are. It's too risky out there. But if you listen to that voice, you'll never grow. You'll stay stuck in the same patterns, the same struggles, and the same unfulfilled potential. Every successful person understands that discomfort is a necessary part of growth. Athletes know that pushing their bodies past their limits is what leads to strength and endurance. Entrepreneurs know that taking risks, facing rejection, and dealing with uncertainty is what leads to breakthroughs. Leaders know that making difficult decisions, standing firm in the face of criticism, and stepping into the unknown is what separates them from the average. If you want to achieve something extraordinary, you must train yourself to embrace discomfort instead of running from it. One of the biggest mistakes people make is assuming that discomfort means they're on the wrong path. They think, if this was meant to be, it wouldn't be this hard. But the truth is, if it were easy, everyone would do it. The challenges you face are not there to stop you, they're there to refine you. They are shaping you into the person you need to become in order to handle the success, the responsibility, and the greatness that is waiting for you. Think about the process of a diamond being formed. It starts as a lump of coal, nothing special. But under extreme pressure and heat, it transforms into one of the hardest and most valuable substances on Earth. Without the pressure, it remains coal forever. The same is true for you. The pressure you feel right now, the struggle, the frustration, the uncertainty, is not breaking you, it's forming you into something stronger. The key to navigating discomfort is shifting your perspective. Instead of seeing it as a roadblock, see it as a sign that you're leveling up. Instead of saying, why is this happening to me? Ask, what is this teaching me? Every challenge contains a lesson, and those who grow the most are the ones who look for the lesson instead of resisting the process. Discomfort also has a way of revealing who we truly are. When things are easy, it's simple to stay motivated, to have a positive mindset, and to feel confident. But when things get hard, that's when your true character is tested. Do you give up or do you push through? Do you let fear win or do you rise above it? The moments of discomfort are where you prove to yourself what you're really made of. They are where you separate yourself from the crowd and step into your greatness. If you are feeling discomfort right now, if you are facing resistance, uncertainty, or fear, know that you are in the perfect position for growth. This is your opportunity to step up, to prove to yourself that you are stronger than you think, and to move one step closer to the life you were meant to live. Growth is never comfortable, but it is always worth it. Keep pushing, keep going, and embrace the discomfort because it means you are evolving into the best version of yourself. Life has a way of testing you before it ever rewards you. It doesn't just hand success over to anyone. It makes you prove that you're ready. It pushes you to your limits, challenges you, and forces you to go through struggle before it gives you the reward. And most people don't understand this. They think that when things get hard, it's a sign to stop. They think obstacles mean they're on the wrong path. But the truth is, the obstacles are the path. The challenges, the setbacks, the moments that make you want to quit, those are the very things that shape you into the person who deserves the success you're after. Every major breakthrough is preceded by a test. Look at anyone who has ever achieved greatness and you'll see the same pattern. They all faced moments of doubt, moments when everything seemed to be working against them. But the difference between those who make it and those who don't is simple. The ones who make it refuse to give up when life tests them. They understand that adversity isn't a stop sign, it's a rite of passage. Think about this. If success were easy, everyone would have it. If the rewards came without struggle, they wouldn't mean anything. The process of being tested is what makes success valuable. It's what makes winning feel so good. If everything just fell into place without any effort, there would be no sense of achievement, no pride, no real transformation. It's the battle that makes the victory worth it. Life tests you in different ways. Sometimes it's through failure, when you put everything you have into something and it still doesn't work out. You launch a business and it fails. You train hard for something and you still come up short. You give your best in a relationship and it falls apart. And in those moments, it's easy to feel like life is unfair, like you weren't meant to win. But these failures are not the end. They're a test. Life is asking you, how bad do you really want this? And if you quit, you fail the test. But if you get back up, if you learn from it, if you adjust and keep moving forward, you pass. And eventually, you get the reward. Other times, life tests you through resistance. The road to success is never smooth. It's filled with obstacles. Financial struggles, rejections, self-doubt, criticism from others. When you start chasing a big goal, it often feels like everything is working against you. And that's because life is testing your commitment. It's asking, are you really willing to fight for this? Most people back down at the first sign of struggle. They take it as a sign that they should quit. But the ones who push through, who refuse to let resistance stop them, are the ones who get to the other side. And then there's the test of patience. Sometimes life makes you wait. You do the work, you stay disciplined, you put in the effort, and still the results don't come right away. This is where most people lose faith. They think maybe it's not meant to be. But the truth is, nothing great happens overnight. Success takes time. Growth takes time. And those who have the patience to keep going, even when they don't see immediate results, are the ones who eventually win. Because while they're waiting, they're still preparing, they're still improving. And when the reward finally comes, they're ready for it. The most successful people in the world understand this truth. Life will test you before it rewards you. They don't complain when things get hard. They don't give up when they face setbacks. Instead, they see every challenge as proof that they're on the right path. They know that struggle isn't a punishment, it's preparation. It's shaping them into the kind of person who can handle success. Because here's the reality, if you're not willing to go through the struggle, you won't be able to handle the reward. So when life tests you, don't back down. When things get tough, don't quit. Because the struggle is a sign that you're getting closer. The challenges are making you stronger. And the more you push through, the bigger the reward will be. Stay the course. Keep fighting. And remember, life will test you, but if you refuse to give up, it will always reward you in the end. Letting go of who you were is one of the hardest but most necessary steps in becoming who you're meant to be. Most people hold on too tightly to their past. Old habits, limiting beliefs, and outdated identities because it feels safe. It feels familiar. But growth doesn't happen in comfort. If you want to step into a new, more powerful version of yourself, you have to be willing to release the parts of you that no longer serve your future. The truth is, every major transformation requires a sacrifice. You can't bring the old version of yourself into the next level of your life. That person, the one who hesitated, who doubted, who played small, cannot exist in the space where you are meant to succeed. You have to be willing to shed that version of yourself, just like a snake sheds its skin. It's uncomfortable, even painful at times, but it's the only way forward. One of the biggest reasons people struggle to grow is because they cling to old stories about who they are. They say things like, I've never been good at this, or I'm just not the type of person who can succeed in that way. But these stories are not facts. They are simply beliefs that have been repeated so many times that they feel like the truth. And if you continue to believe them, they will dictate your future. If you want real change, you must rewrite your story. You must decide that the old version of you is gone and a new, more powerful version is emerging. Letting go of who you were also means releasing the habits that are keeping you stuck. Your habits shape your reality, and if your daily actions don't align with the future you want, you will never get there. This means breaking free from procrastination, from self-doubt, from negative thinking. It means building discipline, setting higher standards, and committing to new routines that support your growth. The version of you that succeeds doesn't just hope for change, they take intentional action every single day to create it. Another major shift that must happen is your environment. Who you surround yourself with has a massive impact on your growth. If the people around you are holding on to their past, playing small, and avoiding change, they will unconsciously pull you back to their level. It's not because they don't want you to succeed, it's because your growth forces them to look at their own choices, and that's uncomfortable. But if you want to step into your true potential, you cannot let other people's comfort keep you from growing. Sometimes you have to distance yourself from those who no longer align with your vision. Fear is another powerful force that keeps people stuck in their old identity. The unknown is scary. Change is uncertain. And stepping into a new version of yourself requires a leap of faith. The fear of failure, the fear of judgment, the fear of leaving behind what's familiar, it all tries to keep you trapped where you are. But here's the truth. Fear is just an illusion. It's a signal that you are stepping into something bigger than yourself. And every time you push through fear, you prove to yourself that you are capable of more than you ever imagined. The process of letting go and stepping into your potential is not easy. It requires self-awareness, discipline, and an unwavering commitment to growth. It requires you to look at your old patterns, to confront your excuses, and to take full responsibility for your future. No one else is going to do this for you. No one else is going to push you into greatness. It's a choice you must make for yourself every single day. But here's the good news. Once you decide to let go of the old you, everything starts to shift. You begin to attract new opportunities, new people, and new levels of success that were never possible before. You start to operate at a higher frequency, and suddenly, what once seemed impossible becomes your new reality. The only thing standing between you and the life you want is your willingness to let go. Let go of the doubts, let go of the excuses, let go of the person you used to be. Because the person you are becoming is stronger, wiser, and more powerful than you can even imagine. And the sooner you embrace that transformation, the sooner you will step into the life you were meant to live. Fear is one of the most powerful forces in life. It has the ability to paralyze people, to keep them stuck, and to stop them from ever reaching their full potential. But what most people don't realize is that fear is not a stop sign, it's a signal. It's not there to tell you to turn back, it's there to show you that you're stepping into something bigger than yourself. The moment you start pursuing something meaningful, fear will show up, and that's how you know you're on the right path. Most people see fear as a warning to stop. The second they feel uncertain, nervous, or overwhelmed, they assume it's a sign that they're not ready, that they're not capable, or that they should take the safer route. But the truth is, fear only appears when you're doing something that matters. If you weren't stepping outside your comfort zone, if you weren't challenging yourself, if you weren't pushing towards something greater, you wouldn't feel fear at all. The presence of fear is proof that you are growing. It's a sign that you are about to break through to a new level of yourself. Think about the biggest moments in your life, the ones that changed you, the ones that pushed you forward, the ones that shaped who you are. Were you completely fearless in those moments? Probably not. You likely felt nervous, uncertain, maybe even terrified. But you did it anyway, and because you did, you became stronger, more confident, and more capable than you were before. That's the pattern of growth. Fear always comes before transformation. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is not the absence of fear, but how they respond to it. Every successful person has faced fear. Athletes before the biggest game of their careers, entrepreneurs before launching a new business, performers before stepping on stage. Fear is always there, but they don't let it stop them. They use it. They understand that fear is energy, and instead of allowing it to hold them back, they channel it into action. They recognize that fear and excitement are two sides of the same coin, and they choose to see fear as a sign that they're doing something meaningful. One of the biggest lies people tell themselves is, I'll take action when I stop feeling afraid. But that day never comes. If you wait for fear to disappear before you move forward, you will stay stuck forever. Fear doesn't go away before you take action. It goes away because you take action. The only way to truly overcome fear is to do the thing that scares you. The more you face it, the less power it has over you. Fear will always try to convince you that you're not ready. It will whisper doubts in your mind. What if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? What if people judge me? But here's what you need to understand. Fear is a liar. It exaggerates the risks, it focuses only on the worst case scenarios, and it tries to keep you small. But you are not small. You are capable of so much more than you think. And the only way to prove that to yourself is to push through the fear, to take the leap, and to step into the unknown. One of the most powerful mindset shifts you can make is to start seeing fear as a green light, not a red one. When you feel fear, instead of running from it, lean into it. Ask yourself, why am I afraid? Most of the time, it's because you care. You care about succeeding. You care about proving to yourself that you can do it. You care about making an impact. That's why fear shows up. So instead of letting it stop you, use it as motivation. Let it remind you that you are on the edge of something great. The greatest breakthroughs in life happen when you step into your fear. When you do the thing that scares you, you grow in ways you never thought possible. You build confidence, you gain strength, you prove to yourself that fear is not in control, you are. And every time you push through, fear loses its grip on you a little more. Eventually, the things that once terrified you become second nature. What once seemed impossible becomes your new normal. Fear will always show up when you're on the right path. It's not something to be avoided, it's something to be embraced. It means you're stepping into something bigger than yourself. It means you're growing. It means you're moving toward your true potential. So the next time fear appears, don't run from it. Welcome it. Recognize it for what it is. A sign that you are exactly where you need to be. Then take a deep breath, trust yourself, and move forward. Because everything you want is waiting for you on the other side of fear.